Udonis Haslam is had a career game almost in his last game. I was watching some social media highlights today. You know, his last regular season game after is it 20 years? I think he's done 20 years now at the Heat. And you know, they sort of, you know, did him right. They did him right. They put him out there, they gave him some minutes. You know, they didn't need this game, which was fortunate. So, you know, whichever way the game went, you know, it didn't really matter. And I was thinking that obviously they played the Magic. I go for the Magic, you know, we all know that. And I was thinking if I had to go for another team, not the Magic, I'd probably go for the Heat. And I thought I'd ask you, if you didn't go for the Suns, who would you go for?
Ooh, okay, all right. Look, can we unpack yours a tiny bit more while I think about my question? Why did you pick the Heat?
Well, you know, let's go back a step. I guess I picked the Magic. You know what? I probably when I first saw the NBA, you know, I don't know, 20 years ago now, 30 years ago, that it was an MJ era. Yeah, and it was all Bulls, 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 Bulls merchandise everywhere. And for a short period, I was like, all right, the Bulls are my, you know, I went for the Bulls. I think I had a Chicago hat. You know, it was cool. I wore it to school and stuff. And then the Magic came along as a expansion franchise. Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. And then Shaq came along and Penny Hardaway came along and there was a whole bunch of success there. And I don't know, my favorite color was blue back then. So, you know, I went for the Magic. It was sort of, you know, 10-year-old logic there, right? And I guess the same thing could probably Heat here probably applies from an adult perspective. This franchise has had success. This franchise has got their shit together. You know, Spoelstra's a top-notch coach. Riley's a top-notch executive. You know, they've had, you know, winning periods. They're competitive. They're, you know, in sunny Florida, right? It's still a place you want to be in, I think. And oh, you know, can't complain about their uniforms. I wouldn't mind rocking some Miami uniforms if I was a Miami fan, but you know, I'm not, so I have to stick with these boring Orlando uniforms that they churn out at the moment. And you know, they just go about their business. I think that's probably the most impressive thing right now for me at my age. This team goes about their business and they have been consistently successful for, you know, for a while now.
I mean, obviously, I think you kind of brought up the player is probably what's going to drive your interest in another team. So for me, like Luca is obviously, you know, quite a fascinating player, very interesting to watch, great highlights, but not from an athletic standpoint. I think that's, you know, I gravitated towards Phoenix because of Steve Nash. And I think, you know, growing up playing basketball, that was more inspiring to me because he was not athletic and there was a lot more, I guess, skill and finesse into his game. So, you know, Steph Curry could be that. But I guess Luca, you know, you know, Luca's passes, you know, if you find a passing highlight mix, phenomenal stuff. You know, obviously Luca plays the game at his own pace and does what he wants. So I guess that would inadvertently make me a Dallas Maverick fan, which, you know, also means which, you know, would be a great you know, finals run and I could harp on about that. But yeah, look, let's go Dallas. Let's go
Go
Dallas.
Dallas. That's all right. Your pick's okay. What if Luca leaves though? What if Luca leaves?
Then, well, that's what kind of happened. So Steve Nash obviously left Lakers, sorry, left to the Lakers, and then entered the dark period of the Phoenix Suns, where for about a decade we had nothing of relevance except for when Devin Booker dropped 70 points in a loss.
I, I,
Um,
so I'm going to give you one more chance
so,
here.
you know, I've demonstrated the ability to stick with them.
As an adult,
Um,
I made my pick here for the Miami Heat based upon the franchise. You notice I did not name a single Miami Heat player. I'm saying the Miami Heat are a pro franchise that's worth supporting as an adult. Because as a child, when I was 10 years old, I picked players like Penny Hardaway and Shaq was pretty cool when he was killing it as a rookie and so on and so forth. And players come and go. Players come and go.
well, that's where obviously being a loyalist, you know, like I went through the lows of the decade of Phoenix not being good, and then all of a sudden we're back into the finals. We've got Chris Paul, we've got Kevin Durant. You know, it's very exciting, I guess, to go through the peaks and troughs of that. Um, But I get what you're saying. Dallas is a franchise that's won one title. Phoenix has won zero. Miami's at least demonstrated the ability to be competitive pretty much since its inception. A part of me like feels bad for saying it, but like the Lakers always stay relevant per decade. Like they always seem to have a championship team at least once a decade. So I guess if I was trying to make sure I didn't absolutely hate the sport in my spare casual time, then maybe the Lakers would be a safe bet.
So your final pick, Mavs or Lakers?
Yeah, Mavs or Lakers. Mavs or Lakers. I feel like I'm a West Coast person despite not growing up in America.
This is two guys with spare time. I'm Faz, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.